And the match is underway here as the Ghast blows that fire you were talking about, Ken, right at the Blaze. The Blaze, though, counters with their own fire attack, and the Ghast is sending more fire, so the Ghast is trying to move slowly over. Now he's getting into the crowd a little bit, up into the stands there, trying to get away. I don't know if that's a penalty there or not. We'll have to get a confirmation there from the judges. In any event, the Ghast is taking on a little bit more damage there from Blaze. The Blaze are firing some good shots at the Ghast, and the Ghast is backing away more and more on his side of the field. Now there's only 3 of the Blazes left, and we'll see what they can do here against the Ghast. The Ghast make that 4 Blazes, rather. The one is kind of sitting back, so I wonder if they're having the 2 up front there attack the Ghast and see what they can do against them. Because the Ghast really is only able to blow out 1 fire, and he's only able to hit 2 or 3, whatever there is at a time, in a row there. So it's a good strategy there by the Blaze, as there goes the Ghast right there. I was about to say good strategy by the Blaze to separate, but it works out well for them because they get the win in this first quarterfinal matchup.
Yeah, you hit it right on the head there, John. Great way to separate themselves as they could only have 1 smoke out come from the Ghast. So a great win there by the Blaze.
So Blaze moves on to the semifinals, where he awaits the winner of our next matchup between the Piglin and the Wither Skeleton. The Piglin getting ready there. Ken, what can you tell us about the Piglin?
John, the Piglin is a neutral mob found in the Nether. It is hostile to players unless they wear at least 1 piece of golden armor. It wields either a golden sword or a crossbow, and uses either melee or ranged attacks respectively. Piglins snort while watching players holding a gold-related item, and they definitely are a big favorite here to win it all today, John.
That they are, Ken, a heavy favorite coming into today's tournament here. What can you tell us about the Wither Skeleton, Ken?
Wither skeletons are tall black variants of skeletons equipped with stone swords that inflict poison-like wither effect. They are found exclusively in nether fortresses and are the only source of wither skeleton skulls, as well as the only renewable source of coal.
Great analysis as always, Ken, and for those of you listening, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so you can stay up to date on all the new tournaments coming up on Minecraft Battles. And leave a comment in the comments section letting us know your favorite match or your favorite mob, as the opponents take their place in the middle of the field, and it looks like it's going to be an old-fashioned mob fest here as the start of the match begins. The Piglins and the Wither Skeletons meet at the center of the field, and it's an all-out battle of swords swinging. It's a matter of who's going to get there first. Is it going to be the Piglins or the Wither Skeletons? The Piglins are dominant, and the Piglins get the win. Unbelievable. That was a quick match there, Ken.
Yeah, the Piglins and the Wither Skeletons just attacked each other midfield and swung away, and it was just a matter of who was going to get the win first.
So the Piglins move into the semifinals, where they will take on the Blaze. Moving on to the left side of our bracket, it's another quarterfinal matchup between the Zoglin and the Zombified Piglin. Ken, what can you tell us about the Zoglin?
So a Zoglin is an undead hostile mob created when a Hoglin enters an overworld or end. It never retreats or flees, and attacks players and almost all non-Zoglin mobs indiscriminately, using the same tusk attack as its non-zombified counterpart. When an adult Zoglin attacks, it flings its target into the air. The Zoglin is a very dangerous mob.
That they are, Ken, but so is their opponent, the Zombified Piglin. Ken, what can you tell us about them?
Well, a Zombified Piglin is a neutral undead variant of the Piglin that inhabits the Nether. So the Piglin who we just saw win, it's gonna be that plus undead, so that's a very potent mix, John. Zombified Piglins ignore players, but if one is attacked, it and all zombified piglins in the vicinity become enraged and attack the aggressor with their golden swords. I mean, they are really unbelievable when they are pressed.
Well, let's head back down to the field and get ready for our next matchup between the Zoglin and the Zombified Piglin. And the match is underway here as they both meet in the center of the field, and it's the Zombified Piglins making their attack on the Zoglins. They're jumping around trying to avoid the Zoglin, and the Zombified Piglins are swinging those swords, eliminating Zoglin after Zoglin. I don't think the Zoglin has a chance here, Ken. The Zombified Piglin here gets the win. Impressive victory by them, Ken.
Yeah, what a great victory. They met in the middle of the field, and they just jumped in the air to the zombified piglins and swung away with those swords and just knocked the Zoglins out easily.
So the zombified piglin moves into the semifinals, where they will await the winner of our next matchup in our last quarterfinal match between the piglin brute and the magma cube. Ken, what can you tell us about the piglin brute?
John, a piglin brute is a hostile and stronger variant of piglins that appears in all types of bastion remnants. Unlike piglins, they will not barter, retreat, or be diverted by gold, instead charging at the player with their golden axe regardless, cleaving through them much more efficiently than their softer and weaker counterparts. It'd be interesting to see the piglin brutes versus the piglins in the finals, huh, John?
Yeah, Ken, that would be an interesting matchup. Let's not put the cart before the horse, though. Tell us, what can the magma cube do against the piglin brute?
The magma cube is going to have to watch out for that axe swung by the piglin brute. The magma cube is a hostile mob found in the Nether. They seek out any player or an iron golem and attacks them. Magma cubes cannot be hurt by fall damage or burning and are not slowed down by lava.
Yeah, Ken, it looks like the piglin brute is another heavy favorite here today, as we have a bunch of them, as the magma cube is getting set up there along with the piglin brute. And away we go for the start of the match, as the magma cubes are jumping high into the air trying to avoid the swipes of the piglin brutes, but the piglin brute is getting in there and they're swiping away with that axe. I don't know if the magma cube can last too much longer here, because those piglins are just getting in there and swinging away with those axes and not taking that much damage. The magma cubes are taking heavy damage in there by the piglin brutes. The piglin brutes are just on the side of the field of the magma cubes and just attacking away, chomping away at the bit with those axes. The magma cubes cannot withstand much more of this. It looks like there's only one left, and that was the last one. The piglin brutes come away with the victory.
Yeah, they did exactly what is in their name, used brute force against them, huh, John?
Absolutely, Ken. That was all power by the piglin brute, as they move on to the semifinals, and it's down to our final four. Our first semifinal matchup is between the Blaze and the Piglin. But before we get into the analysis of this next matchup, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel here on Minecraft Battles so you don't miss another upcoming tournament here on Minecraft Battles. Also, leave a comment in the comments section and let us know your favorite match or your favorite mob. And thanks again for watching. So Ken, our next matchup is our first semifinal match between the Blaze and the Piglin. Who do you like in this one, Ken?
Well, John, it's hard to bet against the piglin. Today, the theme is piglin, piglin, piglin. Whether it's the piglin, the zombified piglin, or the winner of the last matchup, the piglin brute. I don't see how the Blaze can beat the piglin here today, especially the piglin looking so dominant in his first quarterfinal matchup against the wither skeleton.
Yeah, Ken, the piglin variants, if you will, are very dominant today, whether it's the piglin, the zombified piglin, or the piglin brute. They're all here, all three are here in the semifinal, so unless the Blaze can get a win here, it's going to be a piglin variant of some form coming away with the championship here.
Yeah, John, between all those three, it's too close to call. I don't want to count out the Blaze yet, but it's just too close to call.
So let's head down to the field and get ready for our first semifinal matchup between the Blaze and the Piglin. The two mobs are set in place and are ready to go, and there's the start of the bell as the Piglin comes across into Blaze territory, firing away with those arrows. They don't have their axe this time. They have the arrows and they're firing away at the Blaze. Some are going in the air, some are staying on the ground, and the Piglins are on target. They are knocking down more and more of the Blaze here. Some of the Piglins are gone too. The Piglins are a little bit outnumbered here, Ken. I don't know, there might be an upset in the making. Let's see, the Piglins are coming away though. They're getting more and more Blaze out of there. There looks like there's about 4 Blaze left. Now 3, make it 1. And let's see if they can get the last one. Actually, there's 2. There's one hiding over there in the corner. The Piglins are working away at it. Then there goes the final one. The Piglins come away with the win and move on to the finals.
Yeah, John, good move by the Piglins there to switch to their arrows instead of the axe like they used in the first quarterfinal matchup. They knew that the Blaze were going to go up in the air, so they needed those arrows to get them on the ground and in the air. Great win by them.
So the Piglin moves on to the finals, where they await the winner of the zombified Piglin and the Piglin brute. So we will have a finals of a Piglin versus Piglin variant here, Ken.
Yeah, John, this is going to be great. The zombified Piglin versus the Piglin Piglin Brute here for our upcoming semifinal matchup. It's gonna be a great one. It looks like the zombified Piglin is wielding his sword. So as we saw in their first matchup, they are going to knock down their opponent just like they did against the Zoglin.
Yeah, Ken, it looks like the Piglin Brute is also wielding a weapon. Looks like he's got the axe, so it's going to be the sword versus the axe. Pig variant versus pig variant. The zombified Piglin versus the Piglin Brute. How do you see this playing out, Ken?
Well, John, this is just a classic matchup of power versus power. It's just a matter of who's going to overpower the other, right?
Yeah, this is a matchup you want to see in a tournament. Too bad it's not a final, but a semifinal will do. I mean, this is just such a great matchup. I know the crowd here is in anticipation of this one. Like you said, it's power versus power, so anything can happen. Let's get down to the field and get ready for this semifinal matchup between the zombified Piglin and the Piglin Brute. The match is underway, and the Piglin Brute is taking charge right against the zombified Piglin. They're coming in there. They're taking some heavy damage, though, from the zombified Piglin. The zombified Piglin is swinging those swords around, but the Piglin Brute is hanging in there. It's going to come down to the wire here, Ken. I don't know. It's going to be too close to call here at the end, and it's the zombified Piglin who gets the victory. Quick match there of power versus power, Ken.
Yeah, the zombified Piglin was just too much for the Piglin Brute, but it was so close there. They could play against each other 10 more times, and it'd be one after another. I think it'd be zombified Piglin, Piglin Brute, zombified Piglin, Piglin Brute. It's just too close to call. It's a great matchup.
Indeed it was, and now we move on to the finals, where it will be the Piglin versus the zombified Piglin. And Ken, what can you tell us about this matchup for the finals?
Well, John, we thought earlier in the tournament it would be a Piglin variant versus a Piglin variant, and indeed we were right. It's the Piglin versus the zombified Piglin. They're both going to wield their swords. They're both going to attack each other right from the start of the fight. And, you know, it's going to be interesting. This is going to be another close one, John. You know, they do say that the zombified Piglins have just a little bit more of an edge than the Piglin. But the Piglin has to have a chip on its shoulder, knowing that people think that of them compared to other Piglin variants. So I think they see themselves as underdogs here, John.
Yeah, Ken, I think you might be right. You know, the Piglin, they do see themselves as the underdog when compared to other Piglin variants. So they might have a chip on their shoulder here and want to come away with the championship victory. But before we head down to the field, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel here on Minecraft Battles. Also, leave a comment below. Tell us your favorite matchup of the day, and tell us who you would like to see in the future.
Yeah, Minecraft Battles puts on great tournaments here, John. Love this channel.
Well, let's head down to the field and get ready for our tournament final matchup between the Piglin and the zombified Piglin. As the two teams get ready, and here we go. They both attack each other, just like you said, Ken. And let's see here. The Piglins are kind of dispersing a little bit, running away from the zombified Piglins, maybe trying to separate themselves, see if they can get one-on-one battles here and there against the zombified Piglins. Not a bad strategy here, Ken.
Yeah, that looks like they are trying to disperse and get those one-on-one matchups and get this mob all over the field.
Yeah, they are using the whole field, and now they are actually coming back together a little bit. There's a couple on the outskirts of the field against the walls, but this one's a little close to call here, Ken. The zombified Piglins look like they have the upper hand at the time being, as the Piglins are dispersing and running away, trying to hit and run, if you will. Now we have players on the very far north end and the very far south end of the field. So we've never seen this yet here in Minecraft Battles, where the whole field is being used, and there we go with the win. It's the zombified Piglins. They were just too much for the Piglin to handle.
Valiant effort by the Piglin. You know, that was a good strategy, I thought. They attacked in the middle of the field, trying to catch the zombified Piglin off a little bit. Then by dispersing, they did catch him off guard there just for a little bit. But then, in the end, the zombified Piglin was just too much for the Piglin to handle.
And the celebration begins there at midfield as the zombified Piglin takes the stage with the fireworks going off, and they receive their championship trophy. Until next time, for Ken Long, I'm John Willer, and this has been Minecraft Battles.